Well, first we had the news that record companies were pulling back on signing rap artists or searching for rap artists or wanting to sign so-called rap artists, right? Now we have this news of people do not or don't want to buy rap artist tickets, right? Or ticket sales are down for rap artists. You know, venues are not selling out, but yet old school rappers, venues, and ticket sales, venues are selling out and ticket sales are up for the old school artists. Now, if this is true, there's one little reason for that, and this is my certified opinion because I was there, all right? Check this out. Today you got inflated numbers through, let's say, social media. You got these farms where they amp up your followers and your views and your clicks and your watch time and all of that. Now, I'm not saying that back in the day there wasn't any fraud, right? Because we all heard those stories of fraud when record companies were buying back their own albums. So that way when the ship date came out, the release date came out, they were shipping 800,000 copies and 1 million copies and etc. coming certified platinum out the gate, right? All right, let's get that out the way. So I want nobody in the comments saying, yo, well, they did this back in the day. They did payola back in the day. Okay, maybe so. I'm not saying that they didn't, but certain songs got played for certain reasons. And even that still exists today. Even with social media, certain things get pushed. Some record companies, we heard those rumors that some record companies own percentages in streaming services, right? But let's get back to the original the conversation, right? The observation that artists are not selling tickets and venues are not selling out. So one, you have those fake inflated numbers, right? People got 800,000 followers on TikTok and IG and all of that, right? Okay, we know that those numbers are not inflated. People got 200,000 listeners on Spotify, etc., right? Those numbers are simply inflated, and this is just a reflection of that. So when it comes to actual ticket sales, right? The only thing you're going to really sell out, especially with a lot of these artists that aren't on major labels and things like that, that don't make it to Rolling Loud and all of that, some of these so-called independent labels and all of that, only thing they can do is sell out the mom and pop circuit, aka the chitlin circuit, derogatory term. You know what I'm saying? The clubs, the bars, the lounges, they can sell those things out easily, right? The difference with the old school artists is that they built their audience over a long period of time, okay? Like I said, you could have bought record sales back in the 80s and 90s. Yes, that's true. But the actual people still had to come out to the actual show, right? And then you grew with your audience, okay? You grew with your audience. Same, and this doesn't just go for rappers. This can go for R&B, rock, punk, etc. You grow with your audience, right? And you wonder why groups such as Rolling Stones and some of the Beatles can still tour to this day, because they grow with their audience. They have a built up an actual following and a built up an actual loyal following, right? Where it follows them the rest of their life. And now the same thing is happening with rappers. Like, check out my man, Positive K. He can still sell out a show because he has built up an audience over time. You see them getting that? These young cats claiming that they got the 800,000 followers and streams and all of that. That happened overnight. And these aren't one-hit wonders. Some of these songs you never heard of don't even reach it to airplay. But yet they got 1.2 million followers on Spotify. The numbers don't add up. If the math ain't right, the ticket sales ain't going to be right, because these are non-people that's going to buy tickets, right? And then let's say a record company or whatever would go and buy the ticket sales themselves, right? And then you look out on the audience, let's say you got a small venue of 7,000 people. You look out in the audience, there's like 300 people out there. But for some reason, the show halfway sold out? Nah, man. This is where the talent and the patience needs to come in, okay? We need patience in the business, all right? Some of these guys that just came out during the pandemic are not going to have to get reality. They're not going to sell out venues like that because the audience isn't really there. See what I'm saying? It's not there. Like before the pandemic, you know, Rolling Loud was going crazy, and just about every last one of those artists were on major labels, signed to major management companies. You know what I'm saying? Signed major publishing houses and all of this good stuff. Now things are different after the pandemic, okay? Things are toned down, but yet the hype is real. You see what I'm saying? And it's all hype. The hype is real, and it doesn't equate to actual ticket sales. See what I'm saying? Or let's go back to my man's Positive K or Big Daddy Kane or whoever, right? They can sell out shows. The hip hop 50th anniversary show sold out. You see what I'm saying? Because you have these audience that over time they built up. The audience has grown now. They have incomes now. They have disposable incomes now. Now they can buy the tickets, t-shirts, the hats, and all that good stuff. You see what I'm saying? And it's just that simple, man. It's not that there's no big conspiracy against the new artists or anything, other than, well, let me take that back. There's a conspiracy on the horizon for the new artists, to me, especially with that so-called leaked news that record companies are only looking for international artists now, such as Caribbean artists, Latino artists, African artists, etc., right? But the homegrown regular rap scene, the commercial rap scene, they need to be patient and build their audience, and they can get through this with hard work and determination and just good business skills. I mean, because look at Drake, how long he been around, man. I don't know, 10, 12 years now on a good run. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, he hasn't had a long run. Some of them people he started with that were in the Billboard Top 100 10, 15 years ago, whenever it was, 10 years ago, they're nowhere to be found on the Billboard 100. You see what I'm saying? I mean, they might be doing other things like movies and TV and Tubi and whatever, right? YouTube channels. But they built this audience over time. So Drake can go on tour. You see what I'm saying? And Jay-Z definitely can go on tour. Beyonce go on tour, and they're gonna sell out. You see what I'm saying? Sell out their crowd because they have built their audience over a long period of time. And it just wasn't in 2020 or 2021 or whatever like that. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, don't get discouraged by this news that new rappers aren't selling tickets. They just have to do the groundwork. It's okay to start at the mom and pop lounges and bars and build your audience up over time. It's just not going to happen overnight. Forget what you see online with people jumping around and all of that. You see what I'm saying? I was watching some ratchet TV show with the girls when they doing these shows at these places. But if you actually pause the tape and look in the back of the crowd, there's nobody back there. It's just a few people, maybe 3 rows of people in the front, because it's all hype, man. So build your audience up over time. Cater to your audience. Learn your audience. And you will never go broke, or you'll never sell out a show. You'll never have to worry about ticket sales and stuff like that. You'll be able to sell out your little shows and all of that, man. This your man, Kirk State. This is just my certified opinion. Peace.